What's going on, Axie fam? Elijah here, back with another video, and guess what? I caved in recently and bought Endless Anger. Boy, did I spend a pretty penny on it. It's 0.89 Ethereum right now, and when I got it, I spent 1.2, and it was around this price the night before I bought it. I remember going to sleep thinking, I'm gonna wait, and then I didn't, and then it spiked up the following day, and I was just so sick of waiting around for it that I just bought it the next morning for 1.2. And in this video, I wanna talk about whether or not Axie Origins is pay to win. You hear that term thrown around a lot on Twitter and within our community. But before I jump into that, I know I've been mentioning it, but the Meditate Origins Academy is live, where you get exclusive coaching videos and exclusive live stream with 1437. But my favorite aspect is probably our private Discord server, where there's so much activity happening on a daily basis. You can see that we have many MT8 pros and semi-pros that jump in here and give feedback, whether you're looking for the best Axie deals on the marketplace, you're theory crafting, or you want team advice for your specific comp, or you just want to hang out and talk about Origins. It's really been amazing getting to build our community in this way. This is strictly for people who sign up for the Academy. So if you're interested, head over to meditate.gg/academy or click the link in the description below. So let's talk about the current state of Axie Infinity. I'm going to use myself as an example. Right now I'm sitting at rank 61 on the leaderboard, but let's just take a look at my rank evolution. So on October 18th, I was ranked 251. I was sick of floating in this region with aquas, which is what I was playing. It was a fairly standard curse aqua composition. As a matter of fact, this was the exact team right here. Now, I just want to mention that with this team, I was doing extremely well in the early to mid stages of the season. Now, I did mention it was a high-end mid-range comp, was gonna do well at that time, but I wasn't certain of how it would look in the end game. However, I didn't realize just how slaughtered it would end up getting. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm being harsh on this comp. It's actually quite good. It's very solid. If your goal in Arena is to be in the top 200, 300 range, you have a really good shot at that with this. I think top 500 should be a given as long as you learn how to play the team well. So that's nothing to scoff at, okay? It's fairly budget friendly at this point. It's gonna be way cheaper than the really premium beast options that are out there. So I'm presenting this as a choice if that's the type of goal you're trying to achieve. Let's get back to my rank evolution. So October 18th, we're ranked 251. Bear in mind that just about a week prior to this, I got up to rank 6 on the leaderboard with that aqua comp. I was just running it with double bloodlust. Slowly but surely, things got difficult. I also started trying like 100 different compositions, and I dropped quite a bit. But then when I tried to switch back to my aquas to climb back up, I was hard stuck right around here. This is what eventually led me to making the purchase. I literally tried, I don't know, 4 or 5 different compositions. I was getting really creative, gloomy dice, double pigeon post, and I had some success. I even made a recent video getting top 50 with gloomy dice team. But again, it just wasn't lasting. And I just kept facing these extremely powerful compositions, specifically beasts. So I'm fed up, I buy Endless Anger, and what happens is we just make a very nice ascent from the 19th of October. Pretty much in a day, we're in the top 100. Shortly after, we're in the top 25 range, and then from there, I've been floating around. I'm trying different variations, you know, some AoE, some front and center. Right now, I'm ranked 61. This is a very clear indicator that paying money can help you win in the game, as it did with me right here. I will say this as well. There are people who are going to pay money and do a lot better than people if you don't really know what you're looking for or how to track the metas, or you don't like review replays and see what's going on with your in-game execution, because there's room for a lot of mistakes. Especially with beast teams with confident, rage, and fury form, there's a lot to think about. But if you get a grasp of those mechanics and you get a solid team, yeah, you're gonna shoot way up compared to just playing some run-of-the-mill team. So let's move over to the leaderboard and take a look at how insanely concentrated it is. We've got endless anger comps in the entire top 12. I want to shout out Spam and Rice, by the way, because he's one of the guys who is out here not running endless anger right now. We'll see if that lasts till the end of the season, but he's ranked 13 with a AoE Holy Prayer Shady Exchange composition. I can't really say this is budget either, because I'm sure that these Axies that he has are probably quite rare and expensive. Very premium AoE Axies, but compared to Endless, it is budget, because Shady Exchange is $85 and Holy Prayer is $158. Meanwhile, Endless Anger is over $1,000, which is absolutely nuts. Oh boy, what is this game? All right, so anyway, Spam's killing it. He's ranked 13. He's doing something different. Everyone else is running Endless Anger. I mean, down the entire fucking board. Oh, this is just disgusting to look at. And you guys know how passionate I am about Origins, but I can't hide my feelings about how lopsided and gross this is, right? And I'm in here too, because I mean, the chances of you getting in the top 10 this season without Endless is practically zero. I'm gonna go as far as to say that there's a chance that we see every single player in the top 100 running Endless Anger. There's a chance, right? There's still 25 days left, and as more and more get released, it gets more affordable. It is so heavily dominant at this point that even people in the 60s and 50s range have Endless Anger. You can see how the competition is shifting to all these Beast and Endless teams having to compete with each other, which means before, when there was like 10 or 15 Endless Angers, they were all just sitting at the top. Now there's so many that it expands into the entire top 100. And look, where are Aquas? They're virtually not here. There's one Aqua composition. I believe it's a backdoor with Shrimp and Heart of the Ocean, which, by the way, I think is really the only feasible way to try to play this in the top 100. If you really are Aqua diehard, you got to do a team that looks like this. Pocky, Axie Kiss, Shrimp with the taunt on the backliner, Bloodlust, Heart of the Ocean at the mid. He's got 6 bubble pastes to try to do that AoE damage, but it's just, I mean, it's tough. It's tough out here for a team that isn't running the purple rune on the back. I'm talking about EA Endless Anger. Oh boy, I don't even know what to say. Now, Sustain is doing okay. Sustain, you will see it up in here. I don't know how long that lasts. The more Beast, the more Endless Angers. The Arcane Protection, big, beefy midlines are gonna get starched. I find it a little surprising that they're so high, but again, the way that the ELO system works, a lot of the time when you're queuing in Arena, you're playing people kind of outside your bracket, because I think it extends 150 ranks. So a lot of the time, you're playing people who are in the top 200, even if you are, you know, up here in the top 50. So let's explore now that region. So once we cross 100, okay, still Endless Angers. They're coming out even this far. Now you might begin to have an Aqua team that is probably being played very well, making almost no mistakes. It's still a backdoor one though. Like I said, you're pretty much just not gonna see the more classic mid-range team up at this level. There we go. Okay, so this is very much like what I was playing, even a worse version. He doesn't even have the Goda on the mouth, but he has the taunt on the backline. He also doesn't have the Sea Slug on the ears, which I think is the better way to play it. And he's up here at rank 123. There's a few more teams up here, and they're all running backdoor. I mean, everything in the top 100 to 200 range, they're not doing the classic curse. So that's something for you guys to keep in mind. Maybe once we're past there in the 200 to 300 range, you start to see it. Nope, still backdoors. Yeah, so actually this guy just must be running super hot, because he's really the only one until you get up to rank 214, and then you're seeing the Sea Slug, the full curse version, the Goda. I think this should give you an idea of what's going on in the meta. Some of the other things that you're gonna see in these mid-range comps are things like Leafy, but honestly the majority of it is still just Beasts, like triple Beast with Reckless Hunter on the backline. That's extremely popular in this region as well. And if you're looking for a more budget way to get up to the top, this is probably going to be it. It's usually like Sheba, and then, yeah, almost exactly this, except normally the midline has Innocent Lamb as well. I would say this is the type of thing that you're going to have the best shot with to just go very high up without having to spend a lot of money. I'm talking like top 100 to 200 range. You might even crack the top 100 if you just go on a hot streak. Because it's such a high throttle team, this is actually the comp that will give me the hardest time if I face it in Arena, because anything can happen. If they proc their Sheba and go into Fury form on all 3 Axies, even if I have Endless Anger, I can just get smoked sometimes. It's a very wild composition. There's not a lot in the top 100, but there's a few, whereas there's basically no Aquas. So these are kind of your choices right now. You could learn sustain as well, but that would mean that you like to spend 20 minutes playing a single game. Just kidding, but it is pretty long. And if you're doing that over and over and over, it's tough. I mean, if that's your style, go for it. I don't know about the end game for it either. And I hate to say it, but at the end of the day, like, the end game is endless anger, right? And that's what we're gonna see the most of in the top. It's just super insane. And now seems like a pretty good time to give an example of why the leaderboard is flooded with endless anger. Turn 8, I have 113 HP. It's 260, 276 for him. This is a boatload of HP. Almost 600, effectively 600 when you consider the pangolin scale damage reduction. But lo and behold, I go into Fury form. Can I pull it off? Let's take a look.
Okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a hunt, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degrees. This ain't a fluke. I seen it way before it ever happened. He gave me the view.
Can Bloodlust do that? No. Can Heart of the Ocean do that? No. Can Gloomy Dice do that? Nope. None of these. How about Feather Descent? Can we just lull for a minute at that Mystic Rune? It cannot even come close. Nothing can. The game is in a very bad shape right now. It's tough to get excited about it. Of course, I have fun when I'm winning and I'm learning a new comp and I get to play with this because I'm fortunate enough to have the Ethereum to spend on it. But most people are not, and what sucks is that there isn't really any other options. Like, maybe if there was some slightly less expensive premium comps that we could see slide up into the top range, but there just isn't. At least not at the quantity that you're seeing this, and none of them are gonna give you the edge that you just saw here. I love Axie Infinity, right? That should be no surprise. That's just been the way it's always been. I still love Axie Infinity. I don't like it as much as V2 right now. I miss Classic in the sense that I miss the outplays, I miss the intricate thinking that goes on within the game, personally. But this is what we have. This is what we've been dealt, and there's been a lot of great moments with it so far. And I do need to give them the benefit of the doubt that it's super early. I hope they listen to the feedback. Like, a lot of people are pretty upset with like the flow of this season. It's quite bad, I would say, and I think a lot of people know that. Is the game pay to win right now? Yes, absolutely. You have to pay money to win in Axie. There's just no way. If you don't pay money, you will not climb up to the leaderboard. Fact. So I just need to get that off my chest. I'm here, I'm in the top 100. We'll see how it goes. I'm grinding it out. I mean, the grind is insane right now because if you win, you get like 3 points, 4 points. If you lose, you drop a bunch. They don't have it set up where you're competing with like your absolute peers at the top, which might allow for a quicker MMR boost depending on the skill level. You basically can just farm people in the lower ranks. By lower ranks, I just mean, like I said, 100 ranks behind you, 150. You're gonna get a lot of those matchups. Oh boy. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I hope this video provided some insight into the current state of the game and maybe what you want to start thinking about as you gear toward your home stretch. If you really want to fine tune your home stretch, join the Meditate Academy. We're here to try to give you the best value and insight so you can have the perfect team within your budget to push toward the end. We can help you along with how to play it by reviewing replays. We got one more live stream coming up with 1437 where we're going to interact with our members. So yeah, check that out. Hey, look, I love you guys. This is just one season. We're super early. They just pushed out Origins. They rushed it. I mean, let's be honest. They rushed the product. Look, it's not in a, phenomenal state. We're still basically in alpha if this is the way it's going to be. You wouldn't want this to go out into the market right now. Like, it's just not there. Yeah, anyway, should be some huge balance patches coming, I would hope. I think they took the Endless Anger thing very lightly with AoE. They nerfed it in AoE and maybe didn't consider how powerful it would still be. So lesson learned, but I expect that we'll see some big changes and hopefully a lot more diversity in the future. All right, that's it for me, guys. Let me know, leave comments below. Love you guys. Catch you in the next video. Peace.